The river sparkled as it flowed south towards the horizon. I had stopped on the old bridge taking me into St. Louis, and straddling my bicycle, I leaned over the railing. Below, the river was chocolatey brown, heavy with sediment, and it swirled in great eddies as it pushed its way past the stone piers of the bridge. This was my first up-close look at the Mississippi River. I'll carry this memory with me as I continue to ride my bicycle west across the country. Maybe I should build a boat, I said quietly to my daughter Helen. Oh, you definitely should build a boat. The collection of boats belongs to the Center of Wooden Boats in Seattle. My cross-country bicycle ride ended in Seattle, where Helen now lives. Smiling, we walked together along the floating wooden docks, looking at the boats and stopping to study the ones we particularly admired. The dinghies, skiffs, and canoes were my favorite. The graceful curves of the steam-bent ribs, the long, graceful lines of the hull, the sturdy curve of the bow, and the many rivets and nails driven through to hold it all together. They were graceful and light, and heavy and solid, most with a sheen of varnish. I reached down and touched them. All were built using traditional methods and solid craftsmanship. As we left the docks, I say to Helen, but more to myself, I'm going to build a boat. Did I put this off too long? I started to calculate the days. I had just placed my order with Chesapeake Light Craft for a 17-foot northeaster dory. The order was not for an actual boat, but for a package of plywood cut in the shape of boat parts. When assembled together in the right order, with the right technique and craftsmanship, will become a boat. So I can pick up the kit from the shop on April 16th. It should take 6 weeks to build and rig, so it should be ready for the water by June the 1st. That would give me 2 weeks on the water to train with the oars and learn how to sail. I already had 1 week family vacation planned for mid-June, so once I return, I should be able to get to the starting line by August 1st. It sounded like a plan. Our house is almost 100 years old. It has no driveway and no garage. It has a basement, a small, dank, low-ceiling space that passes for my workshop. Access to the basement is only through a narrow wooden stairway within the house or through a Bilko door out back with near vertical cement steps. I can't build a boat down there. There's just not enough room and no way to get it out if I could. There's no choice but to build it in the backyard. It would have been easier if my wife was around to occasionally hold one end of the long strake as I threaded 4-inch pieces of copper wire through the holes I can barely see. But she was away for the first few weeks of the build. Meanwhile, with the help of clamps and jigs and some squaring, I was able to work alone and soon had the hull formed. Sometime in mid-May, I managed to go golfing with friends. I didn't want to, but as a middle-aged former corporate suburban white guy, it's my duty to play. So I went. Letting out an ah, I double over, a sharp pain stabbing me in the ribs. What's wrong, my buddy asks. He's a former college basketball player with a full head of striking white hair and a middle-aged paunch like me. He evaluates my injury and concludes, rub some dirt on it. Let's finish. Sure, I managed to breathe out. Let's go. I assumed it was a pulled muscle, probably an oblique. I treated it as a pulled muscle and rested some along with cold and heat treatments. No problem. I continued building my boat and living my life. I felt better after a couple of weeks and played golf again. Big mistake. So, rest again, better, golf again. Maybe I should go to the doctor. The doctor says it's a pulled muscle. Here are some anti-inflammatory drugs and muscle relaxers. Just to be safe, we'll take some chest x-rays. 2 days later, the doctor office calls and I'm asked to come in for a follow-up visit. Thinking everything's fine, I just need some time to heal, I wait 2 weeks to go back. In the meantime, I managed to re-injure my side by lifting the now finished boat onto the trailer, and now it hurts again. The doctor comes in and asks a few questions and starts reading the x-ray report. Well, she says, you've got a broken rib. How the hell did I not realize it was broken? Her cure was to rest and don't lift anything for 4 to 6 weeks. There isn't much else you can do for a rib. Well, shit, I'm leaving in 8 days. No, you're not, my wife tells me. I've lived with the pain for 2 months. I'll just suck it up and be careful. Of course, after the news sinks in and I accept the fact that it's more than a pulled muscle, I agree with her. She says, you still need to make the trip this year, though. Yeah, but September will be too late. After some more thoughtful consideration, I agree with her again and settle for September 1st to be on the Mississippi River. That gives me 5 weeks to get better. On September 1st, 2018, I backed the truck, trailer, and boat slowly down the cement boat ramp. I stop when the trailer wheels are fully submerged in the river. Standing knee-deep next to the trailer, I give Little Joy a push, and she slides off the trailer and floats peacefully in the Mississippi River. I let out an audible breath and pointed Little Joy south towards the Gulf of Mexico, almost 2,000 river miles away.
Very good. I give you a thumbs up.